Okay, start quick because I'm taping it.
Every time I look at a water
Hurry up.
I think of you.
Dad, who's heard this story?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Go
Just
ahead and raise your hand.
Wait, what are they?
yeah.
None of us.
Okay, Dad had
I don't
a
know which one's apple. Wait, we have to have that one right there.
Dad had a way of waking everybody up in the kitchen. So every Saturday he'd go in the kitchen and he'd rattle the cans and pots and pans about 6 in the morning.
Oh my God!
And if you wanted to sleep in, forget it. It didn't work.
Paul.
So
Looks like Arnold.
So he went through that phase, but after that chapter in his life, he went through another phase, and it was called the weather gauge phase.
Oh no!
And this is one of his shorter chapters because it came to an abrupt end. But to go back in the story, this is how it started. Every morning he'd get up and he would go outside, and he had this coffee can, and he put it out on that patio, you know, that big patio, and he put it where it's clear of all buildings and trees so he could get an accurate reading. So every morning he'd look at that and see how much it rained. Well, we'd hear a weather report every morning when we got up, whether we wanted to hear it or not. So I thought, well, this could be interesting. So one day he came in, and as usual he's giving the weather report, and he's saying, "Man, it rained last night. I didn't even hear it though. But there's another ½ inch in that can." And you know, it's funny how that happens, but you know, this is Oregon. Yeah, that's it. I just kind of nodded and went along with it. And another couple days went by, and then he got up and he says, "Man, it really rained last night. And the funny part is, the ground is dry. There's 1.5 inches in there." And I nodded as usual. I said, "Yeah, well, this is Oregon, you know." And about another 2 days went by, and you know, I kind of went from staggering to got closer and closer because I was getting a bigger charge out of it, you know, the whole thing. And he gets up and he says, "Man, there's 2.5 inches in there. I know it rained. I heard it, but I didn't know it rained that much." And I just smiled, and he stopped, and he pondered a bit, and then he looked at me and he says, "You put that water in there, did you?" And after that, you never heard the weather report again. You never talked about it. That was the end of that chapter. It came to an abrupt closing, and every time you'd ask him about